But yeah, let's just get started here. So first one, Smash Bros. I think it's going to be a brand new game. It's going to be headed by Namco Bandai, executive producer Sakurai, but I feel like he's going to try to pass the torch down to someone else, and I feel like that's what they should do. Get some fresh blood in on Smash Bros. Just have him in a executive role. And yeah, so Smash Bros. Brand new game, not a remake or a port of the Wii U version. I'm sure there'll be some assets and stuff that will be reused, but most of it will be absolutely brand new. You know, it's been over 3 years since its release. I feel like they would have commissioned Bandai Namco to go right into it again. And yeah, so I think that'll be coming out in the January Direct. Yes, there will be a January Direct, and it will release holiday 2018. You know, they're going to, because I feel like 2018 won't be as packed as 2017, I feel like what they're going to do is fill up a lot of the hype and keep the hype going by announcing it in January 2017, maybe a new character, and then throughout 2018, especially E3, they will really start hyping up new characters, new modes, new Smash Bros, you know? So that's what they'll be doing for the extent of 2018. I feel like Smash Bros will be the big game that they lead up to, much like our Odyssey was for the whole 2017, and obviously Breath of the Wild with the expansions. Next prediction, Virtual Console and online. So there is not going to be a separate Virtual Console. I feel like they have enough indie support. They don't want to take away from the eShop sales of those games. And I think they're totally right to do that. I say fuck Virtual Console. What they will do, though, is they're going to have this Virtual Console online thing. You know, I don't know. I feel like it's going to be kind of received rather poorly. It will be cheaper. You know, I'm going to probably end up buying it. But, you know, I really want to see some more online games for it, because really all I'm playing is like Rocket League and Splatoon 2 and Doom sometimes. Other than that, there's not too many online games that I'm playing, at least. Yeah, I also feel like this Virtual Console thing will include GameCube games. I feel like that's going to be one of the bigger selling points that they'll have. Hopefully it's not just the, just online incorporation of these 2D, NES games and stuff like that. I want to see some full GameCube games that might be part of the Virtual Console service. So that's my next prediction. Another one is Super Mario Odyssey. There will be DLC revealed in January. DLC will have 3 new levels to explore, and it'll add further revisions to the existing levels. So much like how they had the whatever that cube was, it exploded and revealed like 30 new moons in each level or whatever it was. I feel like, yeah, they're going to add another one of those or another version of those and expand on the already existing worlds even further, which I think would be a great idea. In fact, they might just do that for everything, but I feel like, yeah, they will add in some brand new levels. And if it's 3 new levels in that, yeah, that's like a full out Odyssey DLC, and I feel like that's what they're going to do. They had the whole year building up Breath of the Wild with the DLC and everything like that. I feel like Odyssey kind of got a little bit shortchanged. It was definitely a lot of hype leading up to it, but, it's also lost all these Game of the Years to Zelda. I feel like, yeah, they need to push Odyssey for a lot next year as well. Next prediction is Animal Crossing. So yeah, they'll have an E3 reveal for Animal Crossing with an October release, and they'll have, a special Halloween event thing. Pocket Camp has kind of made me concerned about this, but I still vehemently think that they will have an Animal Crossing game on Switch, and soon. If they really want to pack 2018 as well, I feel like having an Animal Crossing in there, especially around fall time, I feel like that would be the best way to go with Animal Crossing. So we'll see if that works out. Next is E3. I feel like what they will do is they'll focus mainly on Smash Bros. As one of the bigger kind of event things. They'll have a tournament and all that kind of stuff. But the E3 will be almost entirely focused on the Retro Studios game. A lot of people for the last 3 years, they've been pushing for this, but I feel like Retro Studios is going to have a big game here. It's going to be, I don't think it'll be exactly how this is, but I feel like this is going to be Nintendo's Destiny kind of a thing, online, cooperative, big mix, whether just an adventure game, whatever it is. I feel like that's what Retro Studios game is going to be, and for E3, they're going to have a major focus on this, which is interesting because it's not a Nintendo Japan, game. But I feel like, Nintendo America will understand that Retro Studios holds a lot of weight. Their game will likely look fantastic, and I feel like, yeah, that's what they're gonna do. That's a big prediction, but you know what? I think it's fucking time by now, Nintendo. Show this game off. So again, I think that's gonna be at E3. Huge announcement, and Animal Crossing will be there as well as a big announcement with E3. Third-party ports. So yeah, again, I think the ports are still going to be coming if they did just really start working on them in like summer 2017 or spring 2017. We're not going to see a lot of these bigger games until 2019 if they are even coming out. So I feel like a lot of these games are going to be ports of games that have recently come out on the other systems. And I think that will continue through 2018, maybe a few exclusive newer ones, mainly from Japanese developers, but that's one. Another one is we will not see a Metroid. We will not see Metroid Prime 4 this year. I feel like they're just going, because of Retro Studios and some of these other games coming out, I feel like they won't even show a teaser for it. That teaser I think might be like an early, like a January 2019 thing. Some people will be upset about it, but fuck off, people. They showed you like a shitty logo before. The game is probably barely started, so they could put together a teaser just if they feel like they're not going to do that well with the hype factor at E3. I feel like Nintendo understands they need something good for that now, but yeah, you know what? They're not going to show that, but I think that we also won't see much, or at least anything for Pokemon. We might hear details about what they're doing with the game, but I feel like with Pokemon, they never usually announce them like years in advance or anything like that, right? Like, that a game's coming out, they might give you, it's going to be Pokemon Watermelon or something, I don't know, whatever, but it'll be a new Pokemon name, but you won't see like anything. You might see one new Pokemon or the starting 3, but I don't think you're going to see much else from that, about the game. GTA 5, I feel like that will get announced for the Switch and probably a fall release, or maybe a late summer release. Maybe they'll announce that in E3 and it'll be released maybe 2 months later in like September or August maybe. Okay, so this is maybe wishful thinking here, but how I've been seeing Nintendo in 2018 is I feel like it's really going to slow down from how 2017 is, but I feel like Nintendo is still going to pace the year well. They will have constant releases, big name games, and it's unlike what we're used to. I think they're going to continue from 2017, just maybe without the megaton announcements of like the Odysseys and the Zeldas, but they'll have games like the Fire Emblems or other games like that, Animal Crossing, stuff like that aren't maybe not as resonant with people, but they are big games to have that will continue to push the fan base. I feel like they'll have a brand new IP that's a story-based like adventure. I feel like Nintendo's really trying to expand, so I feel like, yeah, Nintendo themselves in-house will have a story-based action-adventure type game, very heavy in story. So hopefully we see something like that. I think that'd be really cool to see Nintendo's take on this, because we see a lot of, the Western developers go for these heavy story-driven games, but let's see how a Japanese developer like Nintendo can take it. I feel like they're going to have a new game that focuses entirely on the HD Rumble, not like a 1-2 Switch thing, but maybe a Pilot Wings or an F-Zero game that has a big emphasis on the HD Rumble, which I hope to God happens, because I fucking love the HD Rumble. I'm playing Mutant Mudds Collection right now. Man, the HD Rumble is so good in it. Some of these games are so good with HD Rumble, and like you really notice it when you go to other games and say you play a PS4, use their controller. Man, the Rumble is so much better in the Joy-Cons and the Pro Controller, if it's programmed correctly. So I'm really hoping they do something like that, and I feel like they will. They've probably been thinking about that for a while. It probably just took time. And I think there will be the final crazy thing that I'm going to bring up here. I think there will be a brand new Zelda game announced. It won't come out 2018. It'll come out early 2019. But yes, I feel like there will be a brand new Zelda game already. Yes. And this will be a 2D top-down co-op able split Joy-Con type game. I don't think they want to go the Triforce Heroes route where it's wholly dependent on the co-op, but I feel like it'll be like a, if you want to jump in and help out with the adventure, yeah, you can jump in, you'll be Link's ghost or something, or you'll be his sidekick. But it's still a full-out 2D top-down game like Link Between Worlds, and it'll have a brand new, gorgeous, artistic art style, and it will have a holiday release. Or, sorry, winter release in 2019, sorry. But yeah, so those are all my predictions for 2018. You know, there's quite a few there, some kind of crazy ones, but for some reason, I feel like that Zelda thing has a chance. You know, I feel like that has a legitimate chance because I know that Zelda team is split up amongst two different teams, I think. One that usually did the 3DS games and one that does the other games. And 3DS, you know, the Triforce Heroes came out a while ago and probably didn't take up too many people. So I feel like, you know, they're aware that they need to better this, you know, like 5-year release cycle on home consoles for Zelda. I feel like this is an option here, and it would be perfect with portable, and they can, you know, they love to push their local multiplayer split Joy-Con thing, and I think this is the option here. So